Right guys, welcome back to another video, and today let's talk about some basketball. Right, so let's get into the video guys. So again, there's not much to talk about. So I thought I'd talk about something that was like kind of happening, like recently-ish, but I was on holiday when it kind of happened. So I wanted to talk about the Draymond Green max contract situation, my opinion on it. Obviously the Golden State Warriors spend a lot of money on this team. And fair enough, lads. You've got the best team probably in basketball history over the past couple of years. So I get it. You spent all the money to win everything you could, won 4 titles. That is crazy. And that is really well done by the Warriors, and I really do respect that. I don't think the Warriors have the money to give Draymond Green the max contract which he's looking for as well. Which is kind of sad, but at the same time, does Draymond Green deserve it? Probably not anymore. That's my opinion. I don't think Draymond Green deserves the max contract. That's an opinion of mine, and it's just one which I just don't think he's worth it anymore. Even in those NBA finals, was he that good? He was influential for some of the games, but was he good? Performance-wise, is he worth the amount of money that it would cost the Golden State Warriors in the luxury tax and all of that? I'm not too clued up on the finances, and if you've seen this channel before, you know that I'm an idiot on the finances, but is it worth it spending all that money on a guy who did not really have an impact in the NBA finals when you're paying Steph a max contract, Klay a max contract? You're going to have to do the extensions of all the younger guys like Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Wiseman, Moses Moody. You're going to have to do all of them extensions coming up soon. And you can't surely give Draymond Green the extension, the max that he wants as well. That's enough. That's too much money for me. I get it. Draymond Green is great, and he is really good. But is he worth the amount of money at his age, at the performance level he is doing? I don't think he's worth it. And if Steph really wants him to stay, they might do it. I can't see it, though. They probably have to shift, young players off and stuff. Because how are you giving all these extensions out? Even more money than you're already doing. You've gotten rid of... Who did you get rid of? Otto Porter Jr. You got rid of Gary Payton II. And these are very key role players. And they are very good. And you got rid of them because you didn't have the funds for them, right? And you didn't want to be that much in the luxury tax that it was going to affect you really badly financially. And this team is the most expensive team in basketball. And it has been for a number of years now. Is Klay performing at the level that you'd want him to perform at for a max contract? He does sometimes, not as often as you'd probably like. Steph is still one of the greatest of all time, and you should always pay him that money until he starts to fall away, but I don't see that happening really soon. Steph will be there till the end of his career. I think Klay will as well. I can see Draymond Green leave him at free agency, I'll be honest, because someone silly will give him the money. And I don't think he's worth the money. I think he's one of the best role players of all time. Let's be honest here, he's a role player. He is not, in my opinion, he's a piece of it. He's obviously one of the pieces of it. But when KD was there, for example, let's say when KD was there, he was the 4th guy. He was the 4th most important guy, in my opinion, to that team. In my opinion, it went probably Steph and KD on a similar level, then Klay, and then Draymond. I know you give him max money to a guy who's the 3rd or 4th best player. I think that's a bit of a stretch. And Draymond's a great player. And he will get a max somewhere. And he'll get all the money he wants somewhere. But if he wants to stay at Golden State, I don't see him getting a max. I think he's on $25 million a year right now. Or something like that. He's good, but I don't think he's worth a max. And that's the issue that Golden State are going to have. They're seeming like they might be trying to turn it down a bit on the money side of things, which is fair enough. They spent a lot of money on this team, and they've won 4 rings from it, so I respect it a lot. But is it worth it to give him a max? I don't know. Obviously, if you're a Golden State Warrior fan, you probably have a better opinion on this, but I just can't remember the last time Draymond had a really good game, and he's quite injury prone now at this point. Is he worth it? Maybe. We'll need to see. But shout out to Draymond Green. I love the podcast, man. It's great. I watch it every time you do it, man. It's great. Great analysis, and even when you were bullying the Celtics, I still appreciate it. Still appreciate it, man. But yeah, it's an interesting one, and there's not really much to talk about in basketball right now. I know I've said this before a lot, but basketball is kind of a dead space kind of right now, especially it's just off season, just like talk and stuff. And like Draymond Green getting a max extension, like I wouldn't mind it, because obviously I'm not a Golden State Warriors fan. I couldn't really care less what like the Golden State Warriors do with their money. Like it's theirs, and if they want to waste it on like players that are injured half the time and aren't performing to the same level which they were, that's fine for them. But they should be trying to like push some of their younger and better players, in my opinion, like bring in Kuminga, bring in Moses Moody, bring in like Jordan Poole more, bring in your younger players more and allow them to play, because that will be more exciting. And if you develop them, you might even get another Steph, maybe. Probably not, but you might do. You might get another Clay, or you might get another Draymond Green. But you'll never know if you just keep the old guys around. And we've seen that a lot of times where, for example, the Brooklyn Nets traded some of their good young players away and then they turn into really good players. If you don't develop them, they'll leave and they'll do better somewhere else, and you'll regret it, because you'll be stuck with an old guy who's taken up all your money when you could have had a younger guy who's taken up barely any money and performing really well for another team. But that's just an opinion, and I don't know enough about the finances, and I just needed to make a video because I've got stuff to do today. So I really do apologise for if you didn't enjoy this video, but I have got a lot of other good videos which you can go and watch on my YouTube channel right now. So I just want to say thank you so much if anyone has watched this far, but I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.